Yo, what's good everyone? In this video, I'm going to showcase 50 tips and tricks that are going to turn you into a god. These are the 50 best tips I could come up with to help a mix of all players. Whether you are new or been playing for a while, these tips are going to help you out a lot. A video in this nature hasn't been done in about 1 to 2 years, so I decided to bring it back. These tips aren't going to be like what I usually post though. There's a wide variety of tips in here stemming from movement, high wall piece control, editing, and best ways to improve. Be aware though, depending on your skill level to the game, you might know some of these already. So try not to leave any comments telling me I have trash tips just because you know some of the 50. Some of these tips are stuff I never knew about, and others are tips you probably forgot about. So let's hop right in. Also be aware that I'm shooting these tips off as fast as possible, so if it seems short, I got 50 of these, so I gotta shoot through them all. If you don't know this already, you can use riffs to get your teammate out of zone safely on your back. Less is more. Don't try to edit every single wall if you're already taking a lot of damage in a fight. Even good players abuse this tip because they get too greedy and end up dying. Play smart and collected and you should be good. You should only mongrel classic whenever you take a player off guard or you're sneaking up to them. 9 times out of 10 you should be using cones when you're box fighting someone and they're looking directly at you. That's just a general rule of thumb, but you don't always have to follow it. Don't worry about mastering triple edits and focus more time on real game mechanics. Try and learn at least 3 to 4 retakes for build battles. And doing this is going to help you become familiar with the building grid and get you better at the game mechanically. I know Fortnite is not technically pay to win, but try and use skinny skins if you play comp to not stand out as much. Especially from far away, a lot of the girl skins do a good job of this. Work on improving your high wall piece control to win more fights. This is slowly and surely starting to become the meta, and if you watch any pro play, they do this a lot. Use any of Raider 464's creative maps to get better at the game in any area. If you want to improve in anything, he has it. He's literally known for the best creative maps in the game for mechanics. Whenever you do a mongrel classic, make sure you're doing it the right way. This goes for controller or a keyboard. When you replace the wall holding left click, keep holding left click and then take out your stair so it places faster. A lot of people don't do this anymore. Play realistic 1v1s instead of 1v1 build battles to match your practice to real games. If you have a trashy PC, make sure you play in performance mode. This new feature just got added in season 5 of chapter 2, so if you play comp on a budget PC, definitely put this on. New people to this game tend to bounce around like a bunny and hop around and shoot people with their shotgun. Focus more on shooting and then building to get better at the game. Everything should have a purpose, and if you watch a pro, they never hop around for no reason. If you want to get better at movement, watch pros and try and replicate their game. Also watch some of my tutorials because I explain this. This is a good tip to be completely silent when you're crouching. Footsteps can be quite loud in Fortnite, so if you want to be completely silent when approaching a box, aim down while crouching. If you don't aim, you aren't completely silent. Speaking about shotgun aim, if you want better shotgun aim, make sure you aim in before you shoot so that you have more time to hit a heavy damage shot. If you complain about low damage shots, always aim for the head and aim down at the same time so the bullet spread is smaller. This is going to greatly increase the damage. When you're trying to jump into someone's box, always hit the circle if the wall is less than 50 HP to guarantee you get in. Whenever you swing a pickaxe, it only does 50 HP to a wall if you don't hit it on the circle. And when you do hit it on the circle, it's 100. This is pretty much a clicks classic, but you edit further away when you have your map out. So if you ever want to do 3 or more edits back to back, make sure you're doing it with your map out. To increase the time on the ramp, make sure you don't go in a straight line and you curve the direction your player is going up the ramp so that you have more time to edit. This gives the perception that you can edit faster. Make sure you have optimal binds, whether you play on keyboard and mouse or controller. For a better explanation, you should look up a video so that you aren't wasting your time with the binds you have right now. This tip was to just bring it to your attention. If you plan or even are a mega sweat at the game and want to get good earnings, learn double movement binds if you're not on controller. So many people on keyboard and mouse don't use double movement binds, and if you guys want a video explaining how to do this, let me know down in the comment section. If a bunch of people say it, then I might end up making it. Next is to understand that you should be the team to push instead of be the ones to box up in the fight. One of the few times when you should be boxed up is when you're trying to heal back up. Learn to get better by pushing other players. If you want to find a duo or a trio, go into the NA or EU Scrim Discord server, and they have channels where you can look for teammates. And if you're already on Discord, you might as well just hop into my server. Make sure you have sprint by default on to free up a keybind. If you don't know this by now, every single pro uses this feature, whether you're on controller or keyboard. That can free up the bind you use to run for something that's really important. Reload your shotguns without slowing down, especially when you're trying to run out the storm. All you have to do is reload in the air and then switch to something else and switch back to the gun. This is a very useful strat. Make sure if you're ever falling to connect to other builds with pyramids instead of floors because they reach further than other builds. Try to go into every fight without burning too many mats. Focus on not getting too high in the air because you're guaranteed to get third partied or shot down. Fortnite is all about not building too high anymore. If you're ever jumping off high ground with no mats, try to land in a bush, garbage cans, or haystacks, and you're gonna live. You don't need to press E on a garbage can. All you have to do is just jump right in and it saves you. The most reliable way to take someone's wall is the strat that 100T Arc Room uses. Lots of pros are using this strat for themselves. All you have to do is place a wall and a stair to the left of the player's box and start hitting their wall with your pickaxe on your own stair. This is one of the best ways to defend yourself if they ever make an edit peek. It's simple, quick, and it's reliable. Make sure whenever you edit, you make it as tight as possible with the least amount of movement involved. This is oversaid but extremely important, and you should focus on this whenever you're editing. If we switch it up to rotations, find something on the map to cling to, that way you have natural cover always. Never rotate dead center unless you have to. People who are new to games tend to don't understand this, but it's extremely important. This will save you mats in the end. If you're a console player playing on PC lobbies, make sure you're never staying still in a box. This gives the PC player to be the aggressor, and 9 times out of 10 he's always going to take your wall. Constantly keep moving and building new boxes to confuse him and take shots when he's rotating towards you. This will catch him off guard. This right here is extremely slept on. Get good using the Dragon Breath shotgun. Every pro picks it up now. In the beginning, a lot of people weren't using it, but ever since a few weeks ago, every pro picks it up every single time they have it. It's very OP. You just have to get good with using it in build battles because there's a long reload time. Learn how to farm on the go. While you're running, jump and swing your pickaxe to keep the movement going and gain mats at the same time. This is a good strat to save you time to get where you want to be in comp. This tip is to help any situation. Whenever you're rushing a team or someone, hold down the edit on your stair for a split second to gain awareness of where they might be going. Every pro abuses this. Make sure you're always healing up when you take damage if you have heals in your inventory. Don't get greedy even though the player is weak, because chances are you are too. Use your heals so you don't regret not doing it. Always have a way out in a box fight just in case someone takes your wall. Always put a cone in your box to prevent getting piece control. Whenever you watch a pro box fight, they always have a lot of edits around them, or most of the time they create 2 boxes so that the player dropping down on them is confused. This will help secure a kill. If you play comp or want to, learn how to land at multiple places and master them. If things don't ever go your way in the beginning, you can try a different landing spot because you practiced it. If you ever play in a tournament and start out bad, take a 10-minute or so break. The longer you wait, the worse the competition gets. A lot of people seem to forget this. It's based on the amount of points you have in the tournament. Try your best to not full send into people's boxes and work on protecting yourself every shot. People seem to forget this in the heat of the moment, but it's extremely important. In season 5, there are these new IO guards. These guys spawn in 3 and they have so much shield. Whenever you see one of these guys in game, the best thing to do is to shoot them in the head with a sniper and then shoot them a couple times with an AR, or better yet, just run the other direction entirely and don't even deal with them taking off some of your shield. Because if you're in the middle of a build fight, these guys will completely grief your whole game. I'm not sure if it's just me, but for some reason I think these things got aimbot. Let's hope that Epic nerfs it soon. If you want to get better at building, raise your sense a little bit and then try building and editing on a higher sense. After you practice editing and doing all your normal warm-up stuff on high sense, then you want to play on a really low sense and then practice playing on this lower sense, because it will give you a better feel for your real sense, so that way when you go back to it, you'll be a lot more comfortable. Practicing for about 30 minutes on each sense is something that Raider preaches in his videos. The meta right now, if you have time, is to always fish as much as possible. The best loot seems to come from the water, especially rotation. If you're looking to always W key, you can always get bounties from the walking AIs if you have enough gold, but that doesn't happen in comp. The most consistent places to get these are the ones with the billboards on them. All you have to do is interact with the billboard and it finds the closest person towards you. With this new season, you don't have to farm the rocks to get the crystals. You can just place one build and it breaks the rock for you. This is going to save you a lot of time and prevent you from getting sniped. Always try to build out of brick or metal in a box fight or in endgame. Watch any pro and they follow that rule. They are constantly switching through their builds and using wood to do things that aren't that important. Little cheeky plays to throw a gas can in the air on the opponent to force them to leave the box. Not only does it set things on fire, but if you ever get the height advantage on someone, you might be able to finesse it in their builds and blow them all up. If a wall gets reset in front of you, you could always take it with one swing from your pickaxe. This is extremely useful in box fights because a lot of people that get their walls taken tend to just sit there and let the other player edit. Try and snag it back next time. Wrapping this up, always try and carry a harpoon with you. This is a pro strat that they don't only use for fish. The main reason is to jump in people's boxes, as well as to harpoon loot in endgame. It's a strat that became popular and a lot of pros use even in solos. There's always one player on the team with a harpoon. If you're ever box fighting someone through a floor, always place a cone before you break through the floor. Simple, but it's another useful strat that pros do because you have no idea what's waiting on the other side. Finally, the best tip yet. If you're looking to get better at piece control, use my code in the item shop because I promise it's going to help you. No, I'm not trolling. It really does. All I want to say is that I made this whole thing to be fit into a 10-minute video, and to be honest, 50 tips in 10 minutes is kind of nuts. If that doesn't deserve a like, I don't know what does. I'm not even capping. I really do appreciate it when you guys send me proof of you using my code and the item shot. Whether it's on Twitter or Instagram, I always try and thank you guys personally for supporting me. It's kind of crazy to me how we're almost at 50K. I never thought I would get to where I'm at right now, to be honest with you. It's been a long time of making videos, but I've had fun doing it the whole process, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon, even if the views tanked. So yep, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this video got to 10 minutes, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Deuces, peace.